Heat number 1 to kick off the morning at the Billabong Pipe Masters in memory of Andy Irons. World number 1, Italo, in this position for the first time in his career, has a big goal in mind throughout this event. Jadson Andre with his own personal goals, as he's always dreamt of winning here at the Pipe Master. Looks like we could be getting a start to the morning. Jadson Andre, late takeoff, somehow scooped that thing under the hood. An impossible exit, but priority will get underway. And now it'll be Italo's turn to set up a wave at pipe or backdoor.
You're sort of going to catch waves you probably don't want to, but if you've got that time, you can pick and choose like Italo's are doing right now.
Number 1 in the world, Italo in a cave at pipe. First completion of the morning goes to Italo out of the pit, falls on the turn, misses that finish. Wasn't a contender coming into the final event of the season.
Yeah, just a nice little roll in to get things started here for Italo Ferreira. Trying to finish it off there, goes down at the end, but beautiful positioning on this wave here. Nice little slide in right there. Beautiful conditions, as you can see. This is what dreams are made of. Someone's going to get the wave of their life today, Joe. It's going to be game on, as you said. Italo Ferreira drawing first blood, sliding in beautifully there. Just great positioning from Italo. He's been doing all the hard yards here over the last couple of weeks. We've seen his Instagram lighting up with some incredible tube rides. Just trying to put the cherry on the top there, and goes down at the end. So not a bad little start there for Italo Ferreira. And the judges are going to keep these first couple of waves relatively low, Joe, because of what might happen through the day. Some heavy water waves coming through here at the moment, though, that's for sure.
Priority with Andre as he locks in. Solid wave here, double overhead on the takeoff. He's got room for the completion. And a smart exit there. As we have another look at the entry, what was the hardest thing to pull off here, Potts?
Well, it was just a beautiful rolling. I think just timing it right there to come in and out of that barrel and squeak out the bottom of that wave before it shuts down. I think very, very tricky. You can see him setting it up nicely, and that closeout section comes at you, so you've got to sneak out before you get shut down. Jadson timing that one absolutely perfect. So his first real score on the board.
Love the style, as he knew he had time to enjoy that view.
Yeah.
Potts, tell
Beautiful.
me, what does it look like in there?
It's like nothing you've ever seen before, Joe. It's especially with conditions like this, that sun just popping over the mountain, glassy conditions. It is scary beautiful. When you've got that jersey on, you have to go. Here we are.
Italo swings on this one, super critical and extra deep. And that thing is just going to racetrack down the line without world number 1.
Along with Italo Ferreira. Could be affecting the world title race. Your feelings on this opening heat and your challenge out there with Italo?
Yeah, he has his own goals, you know, and I have my own goals, and I still in the race for the Triple Crown.
It's such a key factor out here to have the confidence in your ability and your equipment, not only your ability. When you catch those gnarly ones, to be able to hook straight in. Here he goes.
Hooking in on that Timmy Patterson 6'8". He'll get puffed out to safety. 3.33 was the opener for Ferreira, and he'll be using that one into his top 2 as the Stoker crew celebrates Italo's world title campaign.
You know, as we predicted, the scores are going to remain relatively low. Beautiful bottom turn, sliding into it nicely. Didn't completely disappear. He couldn't really afford to. That's about as deep as he could have got on that wave, Joe. Why? Because it shut down at the end there. So Italo Ferreira just getting in and out of that one, trying to get the lead back and apply the pressure on Jadson Andre. This is a tight heat right now. This is for all the biscuits, let me tell you. The world title trophy on the line here for Italo Ferreira. Sliding into it, he's done all the hard work. I mean, he's been out here day in and day out. Every single spell that's hit pipe over the last month, Italo has scored on it. And now it comes down to all that experience that he's gathered and applied here this morning.
Here goes a beautiful one for Jadson Andre. Woohoo, here we go.
Under the hood, Andre makes the drop, starting to weave in the pit, and that thing stretches out so quickly. And there's that Tokoro popping up. Italo Ferreira talking about what it means to be on top of the Jeep leaderboard, as we see Jadson hanging on to a wild takeoff. Was leaning back. Having a look now under the hood. Jadson Andre with a quick shootout at pipe. Needing a 3.54 to take the lead off his good friend Italo Ferreira.
See, one of my favorite things in the world, an absolute teepee, which is like a wave that wedges up and it gives you an ability to go left or right. This kind of one is stretched out a little bit. It looks a little bit maybe like a pipe wave. Is Italo going to take off? Here he goes.
Nice easy paddle in for Ferreira. Now starting to drive. He is so deep. Was he too deep to
Yes.
get the completion? Italo does go down. He looked so comfortable and took his time on that takeoff, and he's called one of the fastest surfers in the world. He didn't make that section. Jadson checks out the next wave, tries to eject to safety.
Think slow, make good decisions, you know, and sometimes that's hard when you've got a time frame.
Already fading the takeoff. World number 1 pulls in. Nice and round. He gets blown off his board on the exit.
Wow, that was incredible.
Situation where he could overtake Italo with a win if Ferreira goes down in this matchup. At the moment, he's winning against Jadson Andre. And
the
coming
moment.
off that graphic, Andre gets barreled and needs a 3.54 to get the lead. 13 minutes to go.
Look, as he slides in, straight under the lip there, double section, comes out nice and clean. I'm thinking maybe that's Jaddy's best wave. Beautiful positioning, and that extra little section comes out super clean. You're looking at the conditions, Joe. A 3.54 is a crazy good wave.
Watching this, Italo Ferreira looking to get out of the 3 range. That Timmy Patterson's moving quickly for the exit. Layback car motion on the open face. And they are extra stoked on the beach.
Well, again, not one of the bigger ones, so these guys just needing to get waves under their belt, but this was deep. Double section, driving through that. The judges love that when you drive through the section, Joe, as opposed to trying to slow yourself down and manufacture the tube. This was pedal to the metal for Italo Ferreira, driving through that second section. Great stuff there from him. Looking to back up that 3.93, literally getting away from a 3.33. I think he's done that. Again, you can see him the whole way, so that's right there. That's the section that's going to bring the points. And Italo comes out nice and clean. So well executed wave there from the Brazilian. Looking strong, starting to feel like he's finding his groove a little bit more than earlier in the heat, Joe.
What a nice rhythm for Italo, starting to build in the matchup, trying to put more pressure on Jadson Andre.
And now the decision has to be made. How deep do you want to go? Where are you going to be on the reef? This is when you turn your head and you make sure your lineups are absolutely perfect.
As we look at this first wave here, Jadson, a tough takeoff, and he ends up paying for it. We just saw paddling out into position to anticipate the start of Heat 3. Owen Wright will be taking on Yago Dora. Here comes Jaddy, checking out the right, just up and out. Now he's under Italo's watch, not having priority. Andre needs a 4.8 on this thing. Fades the takeoff, hollow pit, trying to take the low road. Out of a wild section, Andre goes down, and with 15 seconds.
And that wave is breathing and bouncing around, and it's super hard to find that right line. So Italo keeps his dreams alive for that world title race. Unfortunately for Jadson, out.
Ferreira still wears yellow into the next round of 16.